Bochiknot and Bochiknot.com. My name is Nicole. So welcome back to another macrame pattern series tutorial. This week we're going to be going over two different macrame tassel patterns. And when I talk about tassels, I usually classify them into two different types. So the first type is a hanging tassel. And I released a pattern on that last week with a double diamond pattern with a hanging tassel at the very end. So just in case you guys missed that, I'll post a link to the video up at the top here. And the second type of tassel is what I call an attached tassel pattern. And so this is usually when the tassel itself is attached within a pattern. And so I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that today. We're going to be going over two different attached tassel patterns. So these attached tassels, or what I call them, can be used as fringe within a piece too. So even though they are attached like tassels, you can make them consecutively across a pattern so that it looks like you're adding fringe within the piece. And you're able to add several layers to it too. And these are also great patterns to start a macrame plant hanger or wall hanging with. So make sure you watch till the end to see how the patterns are made. And if you guys are interested in learning macrame quicker, or you just want more variety of tutorials to select from, you guys can check out my Macrame Mastery course, which has over 40 different videos taking you from a beginner in macrame all the way to advanced DIY projects, making super intricate patterns. And I also go through several lessons on best practices and tips and tricks on ways to make macrame more effective and efficient. So if you guys are interested, you guys can check out the link in the video description below. And with that, let's begin.
So to begin, I'm going to show you guys the cord I'll be using to show you the tassel patterns. This is my 4mm single strand cotton cord from my foundation line. It is super soft and there are no chemicals added to the fibers. I love using this cord for a lot of my projects because it holds shape really well. So even though it's super soft, it won't unravel itself, and it's super easy to knot with. If you guys are interested in this cord, you can check out the link in the video description below. And with that, let's begin our first tassel pattern. I have 6 strands of cord here of about 150 centimeters each attached onto the dowel. So in this first pattern, we're going to add tassels or fringe partway through a project in between rows of double half-hitch knots. As you can see at the top, there's a V-shaped row of double half-hitch knots. And we're just going to add another row about an inch below. The key to adding tassels partway through a pattern is to have vertical rows of cord in order to add the tassels in. As I make the second row of double half-hitch knots about an inch below, you'll see the space in between the two V-shaped double half-hitch knot rows are vertical cord lines. So those are the lines that we need in order to attach the tassels onto. So repeat the same double half-hitch knot row opposite to this row on the other side, mirroring what we just did on the left. So once you have the second row completed on both sides, you'll see the space in between the double half-hitch knot rows. Now we're going to start by attaching one set of tassels onto the pattern. So taking 4 strands of cord of about 25 centimeters long, we're going to attach it onto the far left 2 cords in the middle section. So taking one end of the 4 cords, weave it in between the second and third cord from the left. Then taking the other cord ends, we're going to bring it to the left. Then taking the cord ends from both sides, so on the left and on the right, we're going to weave all cord ends through in between the first and second cords in the center. You can either comb through these cords first before attaching them onto the pattern, or you can leave them as is in individual strands before attaching them on. Depends on what kind of look you're going for. I left my tassel in individual strands this time. So all you have to do to complete the first tassel is to pull on the cord ends to tighten and even out the knot that you had just made. And you can see that there's a little round top where we just attached the knot, and then there's the fringe of the tassel at the bottom. So we're going to repeat another tassel with the next 2 cords to the right. So taking 4 strands of cord again, we're going to weave it in between the 4th and 5th vertical cord from the right, and then in between the 2nd and 3rd cord on the left. Then taking the cord ends on both sides, we're going to pull it through in between the 3rd and 4th cords. Once you have pulled the cords through, pull and adjust each individual strand so that it is nice and neat at the front, and so that the strands are even at the bottom. Continue repeating with another 4 strands of cord onto the next set of 2 cords to the right, and then repeat for 3 more tassels on the right side. This is what the tassels should look like after you have all 6 of them attached onto the pattern. And what we're going to do now is trim the tassels so that they're all the same length. So this is one way to add tassels or fringe directly within a macrame pattern. You can create several rows and several layers of these by adding more double half hitch knot rows underneath with space in between to add more tassels. You can definitely incorporate these tassels into a plant hanger or wall hanging pattern, just like the pattern I'm showing you guys here. This could be a great start to a wall plant hanger. And with that, let's begin our second macrame tassel pattern. So in the second pattern, we're going to make a double half hitch knot diamond and then incorporate the tassel in between. So it's kind of a similar idea to the first one in that you need vertical lines to add these tassels. So this is just another pattern that allows you to form those vertical cord lines so that you can attach the tassels onto. So starting with the middle 2 cords, we're going to make a diagonal row of double half hitch knots to the left and then to the right. So once the top part of the diamond is complete, we're going to start closing off the diamond. So using the same anchor cord on the right and left sides, we're going to make 2 diagonal double half hitch knots facing towards the center this time. So before we close off the diamond, we're going to do that a little bit later. You can see in the center here we have 2 vertical lines. So that's all you need to attach a tassel onto. So this time we're going to take 6 strands of cord at about 25 centimeters long each, and we're going to comb through the strands, so a little different than the first method. And then once you have combed through all the fibers, we're going to weave it through the center of the diamond, similar to how we attach the tassels on the first pattern. So take one end, weave it through the far right hole from front to back, and then do the same with the other end on the far left hole. Then we're going to take the tassel ends at the back and we're going to bring them to the front in the center. So we're going to pull it upwards so that the 2 anchor cords from the diamond on each side are now at the back. Then we're going to take those 2 anchor cords and we're going to make one last double half hitch knot to close off the diamond. Last but not least, we're going to comb through the tassel and trim the fringe so that the ends are even. And so these are 2 ways to incorporate tassels within the body of a macrame pattern. If you guys do decide to incorporate these tassels into your macrame pieces, please share with me on Instagram by tagging Bochiknot or hashtag Bochiknot. I have incorporated the second tassel pattern into a larger wall hanging, as you can see here, that I have released on Patreon. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's a platform for like-minded individuals like you who are keen to advance your macrame skills quicker and want more tutorials that I put out so that you can learn from and get access to, amongst other benefits such as macrame supplies and cord discounts and one-on-one guidance from me. If you guys are interested, please check out the link in the video description below. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to like this video and click subscribe for more macrame videos, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.